It's cold and we can't afford heat until you buy hats. So if you guys could buy hats, if not, we'll have them at LST. But buy some hats so we can turn the heater on. I'm also no better than any of my employees, and if they're miserable, then I'm gonna be miserable too. So I didn't turn the heater on up here. But let's go check out the shop. It's been over 2 weeks since our last video, but you know, there's things and stuff that happen. So this is still here. Actually just got a call from the machine shop that everything's done, but they're waiting on a couple parts to reassemble. So hopefully this goes back together Monday, Tuesday next week and is running again. Cleaned up the frame rails, cleaned up all the wiring and put nicer loom on there, routed all the wires so that we can get them inside the cab. So we'll have the computer and the fuse box and the old bulkhead, everything will be underneath the dash. We need to pull the dash out to replace it anyway, so that'll make it even easier. Starting to prep for bagging this thing, so we got rid of the ABS module, and we've got a bare remaster that we're putting in, the prop valve, but I'm missing the bolts. As soon as Hector's done with some stuff on that, he's gonna come over to the brake lines. So this thing will have all new brake lines on it. We did that just because one of them was smashed. And then the rear, since we're gonna do a disc brake conversion, we're gonna go down to 3/16 line rather than quarter. We have painted all the accessories. On the website, you can buy a conversion mount for your York 210. It's back there, but so we're putting a York 210 AC compressor that we're converting and using as a compressor to fill the air tank. So put a new clutch on it with the multi-groove, and we drilled and tapped the top for 3/8 MPT, and then we painted all that stuff. Sneak peek of the powder coat, we'll show you back there. But everything else, like the underhood of these things is so ugly, and we're gonna try to make it look a little bit better. And then, as you can see right here, we have several sets of spindles and brakes because we're gonna do Frank's truck, my truck, and Shane's truck all at once. So yesterday I painted the spindles that we got from AZ Pro Performance. These are Beltec spindles. These are fleet side spindles, but they come raw. So I painted them all and then assembled all the bearings and dust seal and dust cap, and these will be ready to go. So start like an assembly line of OBS dualies here in a little bit. We can go around back and I'll show you a powder coat. Since the engine is getting rebuilt, I decided to take it upon myself and powder coat a bunch of things. So we sent this out to a local powder coater, and we Cerakoted the head or the manifolds. I didn't go headers because I'm keeping this thing stock. Valve covers. This is our bracket for the engine driven compressor. You can get this online. It works for York 210s on the OBS or on the 454 engines. But just to clean it up, powder coated it, and I've started reassembling everything, and I'm going to keep the EGR, and we're going to keep all the emission stuff, and we're going to pass emissions and make this thing just a stock. The engine, we found a new block, still need to be bored 30 over. So it'll be bored 30 over, all new bearings and races, and the whole thing will be resealed, new pistons, one bent rod. So we were able to just buy one rod for like 40 bucks. So found a new block for 500 bucks. So the engine should be like brand new when it goes in. Next, we have Preston's OBS. This is the pace truck you can see in the back. Wheel tubs are done, the notch cover's done. Roadster Shop gives you a tray, which is right there, but it doesn't mount the AccuAir stuff. I don't know what they've made it for, but we're gonna utilize the tray and just make it fit with the AccuAir tank. And I just ordered some Viair compressors, and we'll make that the same way Roadster Shop intended it, but for the air management that we like to use, which is AccuAir. And then look at this stock dash. There's not a crack, there's not a scuff, there's nothing. I mounted the Restomod AC. The really cool thing that we came up with on this one was Preston wants to leave like the stock vents and everything. And on that, actually I'll flip it so you can see it. But so all this ducting comes across, and it all goes here to these ducts. And so we're just gonna make a little sheet metal box right here and run the Restomod right into there. So it'll work and look and function like stock AC, but with a brand new Restomod box, all under the dash, nothing outside on the firewall, and it fits here really nice. So that worked out good. So also inside, right by where the light is, you can see we're mounting the new E38 computer. We're mounting a cutoff switch for the battery. And then there's provisions on the other side for our Dakota Digital module and relays and circuit breakers and all that fun stuff. Under the hood, you can see we've got heart fab tubs mocked up in place. They're just zip screwed in right now. We've got our brake booster master cylinder thing that we like to use already mounted. And then you can see down here we have the pump, which a lot of times you don't see this pump, but this is what gives the master cylinder the power for your power brakes. So it's got a little accumulator built in, holds pressure, so the pump builds the pressure in the accumulator, and then that's what keeps that power. This is an LSA. We got the LSA from Boris over at Street Machinery. The nice thing about this engine in this chassis is that the ultimate headers just dropped right in place. This is probably the best and easiest fitment we've had on those things. Plenty of clearance all around, and it's going to shoot it right where it needs to be to make an easy transition to the rest of the exhaust. Billet Specialties pulley setup on this, which has a ton of wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wheels. This is a 56 Chevy for a repeat customer of ours. Basically, he was having a bunch of stuff done somewhere else. It was put together. It wasn't really what it was supposed to be. But it's got a 408 6-liter like LQ9 in it that's supposed to make 590 horse, but it was running on some electronics that we don't like. So we've taken all of that stuff out. We've gutted all the inside, all the wires. You can see like what's left of the taillight wires hanging down. We're gonna run factory electronics. We just ordered a harness from Modern Vintage that he's gonna kick out in a hurry for us, because really all we need to do is the fixing stuff. Laramie's working on the exhaust, so we did a new 3-inch exhaust all the way back. And then we'll work on getting it up and over the axle, but we're gonna stick with the 4 exhaust tips in the rear bumper, so we were waiting on those to get here, which they got here yesterday. Kratos is 59 GMC. Kratos just got engaged. Everybody say congratulations to Chris. Larry's truck probably doesn't look a lot different on the outside, but there is a lot that's happened. Inside, rust repair is done. Inside you can see the trans tunnel's done, drive shaft tunnel's done. We've got Ring Brothers bezel for the Dakota Digital gauges, and we've got a Ring Brothers glove box door. And then the center of the dash is shaved, which is super hard. For anybody that's ever shaved the center of a dash, it's not that hard. I'll go ahead and take credit for that. You can see, I think the firewall was started last time we did a video, but now you can see it's complete. Steering's on. We're doing a center console shifter on this one, so no shifter off the steering column. Again, same master cylinder electric booster that we like to use. Everything on this is going to be polished in chrome, so you can kind of see the theme there. Over here we have the infamous Suburban, the baddest Suburban that will ever be. This hood lifts up really far right now because we don't have any shocks on it, but you can kind of see under hood on this one. We've got engine in there. Milan supplied us with the engine and pretty much all the parts for this. Bradley built this 6-liter. I believe this is an LQ4. You can see a firewall shaved. It's tubbed for the wheels. You can see that we don't have a crazy amount of camber because we've got a nice control arm and upper link or upper mount kit from Stone in here. We did all new steering, and yeah, this is just kind of sitting like this for a minute. We've got the trans tunnel is done, so you can see some of the sheet metal work that occurred up here. And then the really cool thing is we do have a drive shaft in this one also, and that showed us that, as you can see, the back seat is in. And that was the seat that we thought was going to give us problems, but it actually still fits. So we'll be able to build sheet metal from the back seat up over the notch, leave the back seats where they're supposed to be, not have to raise them, not have to cut them, not have to do anything. So we were pretty concerned with how that was looking, but came out like I know how to use a tape measure. K5 Blazer. This is like 73. This is on a Roadster Shop RS4 chassis. You've seen it before, you've heard about it before. It's back from tuning finally. We had some injector issues. We had some issues that we were going to see how bad they were for me driving around. We use J&R for tuning, and he is really good and really particular. But sometimes it's almost too particular because it's not like this truck's going to see 100,000 miles. But I wanted to drive it myself and see what I thought of it, and it definitely has some issues that we're going to address. And all of those issues, I believe, are stemmed from the engine making a lot of boost. So this thing was doing like 18, 19 pounds of boost, which the engine can handle, but driving around on the street isn't that cool. Especially for something like this. It's big, it's heavy, it's short. So it feels like you're gonna do a wheelie when you put your foot on the gas. And so we went from a 3.225 wheel on the supercharger up to a 3.7. And hopefully that brings our boost levels down to like 10, 12 pounds of boost, which is way more tame on the street. We had belt slip from the pulley setup, so it'll get rid of that. The boost on this thing feels like it's on or off, and it's a really weird feeling, and I didn't like it. And that's kind of what I was trying to figure out, if it was really that bad or not. So anyway, taking away several pounds of boost, hopefully we'll put the drivability back into this engine, and we'll see how it goes. We've got a couple hundred miles on it already, but I'm gonna take it actually over to the tuner today and drop it off so we can retune for that wheel, and then pick up Chef's Tahoe, because we had a little issue with that I didn't like, and that's now fixed, and we can keep moving. So that thing will go home soon. It's still here, it's just at the tuner. Well, Brian says that I have to cut the video here because it's been 17, 18 minutes that we've put into this now. So it's too much for my editor. So we're not gonna take you over to Frank's today. Maybe next episode we'll just go to, yeah, 2 weeks, we'll just start at Frank's. I don't know, these are too many dates. You're not gonna pay attention anyway. A couple of weeks we'll be at Barrett-Jackson. My old orange truck, Orangish, is going through Barrett-Jackson Saturday, somewhere in the prime time area, so pay attention to that. Let's see how much money that brings. Hopefully a lot. And what else? Go buy some hats, because we have a bunch of them, and we have plenty of shirts, but I don't care if you buy shirts right now or not, because we'll be at LST soon. That's our next big show next month, a little over a month from now. And you're gonna have fun editing this, because what else am I supposed to say? Did I say it was cold? Because it's cold. What's up, player? Well, how come it's not following me? What if I want it to follow me?
Bye.
Oh, I got you. I took it.